Konnichiwa, minasan! Hello, Tokoname! My name is Rachel, aka Seltzer, and I am so excited to be bringing you a deep dive into Operation Shifting Tides. But before we get into it with our game designers, let's check out this quick video.
Operation Shifting Tides is rolling into Rainbow Six Siege with a bang.
Stop it for me!
The bang in question is the sound of the first bolt-action sniper rifle to be deployed by Team Rainbow. It belongs to an attacker named Kali, and it comes with an explosive underbarrel gadget that lets her use it for more than just punching holes in walls and operators. On the other side of the action, you might notice strange things happening to your grenades, as a defender named Wamai deploys a new gadget with magnetic appeal. There's no escaping that sound when Kali is in the round. As the head of an Indian private military company, this medium-speed, medium-armor attacker ordered herself up a custom CSRX 300 rifle, and it has a bite to match its bark. A headshot is an instant kill, naturally, but a hit to the torso is an instant down. One shot can penetrate through multiple breakable walls, or through multiple defenders, or a combination of both. It can obliterate wooden barricades and unreinforced hatches, and it has a variable 5x and 12x scope. And any defender unlucky enough to be downed by it will automatically spin to face the direction of the shot, giving them a bit more intel on Kali's position. Strong as it is, the CSRX 300 can't penetrate reinforced walls or hatches, but this is where Kali's gadget comes in. From her underbarrel launcher, she fires LV explosive lances. These projectiles burrow into breakable and reinforced surfaces. Then, they explode on both sides. That line of bandit batteries protecting your reinforced walls? Gone. Helpful mute jammers? Gone. If a lance hits a surface it can't burrow through, it'll still dig in and explode. So, say goodbye to your Maestro Evil Eyes, your barbed wire, and your deployable shields. And they don't pop open Mira's black mirrors, so Kali's no substitute for a hard breacher. Now, let's talk about Wamai and explain why your grenades and flashbangs are suddenly behaving oddly. This medium armor, medium speed Kenyan defender is employed by Kali's PMC, and she brought him along when she joined Team Rainbow. Wamai has a gadget called the Magnetic Neutralizing Electronic Targeting System, aka the Magnet. Magnet devices will stick to surfaces when thrown and act on any attacker projectile that passes within their active radius and line of sight. It goes like this. First, the magnet stops the projectile, resets its detonation timer, and pulls it in. The projectile then detonates at the magnet's location, and the magnet itself explodes. One magnet can grab one projectile. Flashes will still flash, frags will still frag, but they'll do so at a time and place dictated by Wamai's gadget. The magnet can meddle with a lot of gadgets, but it won't mess with Hibana's X-Kairos pellets or Twitch's shock drone charges. The devices themselves are easily destroyed if attackers spot them, and Wamai gains them gradually throughout the round, similar to Lesion and his goo mines. While Jaeger's ADS simply neutralizes incoming objects, Wamai takes a more creative approach by moving those objects around and sowing uncertainty among the attacking team. You've been watching these new operators do their thing on Theme Park, the latest map in the Siege lineup to get thoroughly reworked for balance and better competition. The new operators, Kali and Wamai, will be available at launch for Year 4 pass holders and Uplay Plus subscribers, and a week later, all players will be able to unlock them with Renown or R6 credits. For more on Rainbow Six Siege, subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
Loading doors!
Well, now you have seen a taste of what is to come with Operation Shifting Tides, but I am joined by Emilian Lorme.
Hi, Rachel.
and Nicholas Jolicoeur.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we are going to really break down what you are bringing to the table with Operation Shifting Tides. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about the theme park rework. We met Theme Park in 2017, but you guys have brought us some changes to the map, 3 big ones, in fact. So what's the first one?
Right, so the first one has to do with visibility. So as we know it, Theme Park is a pretty dark map, but it gets even worse once you start going into Haunted House. So this creates a few issues. The first one being that it's hard for players to actually find their targets, and it makes it so much easier for the defenders to hide. And also, the defenders do get an advantage for traps. So imagine the frost going on the dark floor when there's no lights. It's pretty hard to find, and that creates a lot of frustrations.
Well, in addition to turning on the lights, as you did, that's going to help with navigation, but you've made some additional changes to navigation on Theme Park as well.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going back to Haunted House again. Mistakes were made. And so when you're moving around in Haunted House, it feels kind of a bit like a maze. So there are certain places where you could go left or right, and you're not really sure where you're going to end up. So it makes it very difficult for especially new players to learn the map.
Well, you've made it easier in another way as well. Theme Park was a very large map, but you've reduced the size a bit.
Yes, we have. So terrain is pretty much what makes the map so big. It really contributes to the size of the map. And the problem with it is that there are so many hiding spots in that section that even if the attackers would drone out the defenders, it is so easy for them to just go back and hide in another hiding spot at that in there.
Well, taking a look at the map right now, and I notice train is gone completely. The train has left the station.
Absolutely, that's very well put. It's gone, it's not coming back. And so the way we did it, we pretty much sliced it up like a cake, removed it, and and we took what was left and we smushed it back together. So that made 2 pretty good things, which was giving a more reasonable footprint to the map in general, and it also permitted us to make some better connections between the 2 parts of the building.
And now I noticed the way that you guys have handled areas in the map that you don't like. You just took them right out. But in the case with another area, you've given us something else in exchange.
Yes, exactly. Haunted House is no longer Haunted House. It is
goodbye.
Chinese Castle. And so we have a whole new layout on the first floor with a whole new bomb site, which is armory and throne room. And so we simplified the whole layout, which makes it that you can move around so much easier. The flow is so much better. And now the attackers are going to have to come up with some new strategies to take it, and defenders will be able to have to create some new strategies to defend it.
Well, that's the first floor. What about the second floor?
Well, on the second floor, if you remember, there was the double staircase. And once you would get upstairs, you were kind of stuck in this corner with not so much possibilities to advance afterwards. Well, now the way it's changed is that once you get up, you got much more rotations going on. You can go left and right, and it helps you to really better attack the objectives that are on the second floor.
And I can't help but notice with the lights on, it's a little easier to appreciate all the artistic work that went into this map.
It is crazy. Every time that a new map comes out, either a rework or a new map, the artists just prove to us every time the quality of their work. And it's always so breathtaking. In this case, I like to shout out to the lighters. I mean, thanks to them, we're no longer playing hide and seek in the dark in this map.
All right, so break it down for me, those 3 big changes on Theme Park.
Right, so new players are going to come back. Well, they're going to be seeing everything,
Fantastic.
Which is really great. They're going to have a new bomb, new layouts going on, new rotations, and they're going to see a more reasonable size for the whole map.
Wow, well, Nicholas, thank you so much for breaking that down.
Pleasure.
Now, in addition to our Theme Park rework, we are getting 2 new operators with Operation Shifting Tides. Now, Emilian, we've got a new guy on defense. He looks pretty cool. Tell me about Wamai.
Well, to explain Wamai, I think we need to picture ourselves first, below water, below the ocean, dark blue light around us, not a single sound, no oxygen, and we've been there for 20 minutes.
Okay,
I know
20
it's
minutes is a
odd,
long time.
but that's really the calm and quiet guy that Wamai can be. He is a deep diver from Kenya, exceptional skills. He works for a private military corporation called Night Haven, and he's sent all around the world to attend like the most incredible missions possible.
Now, a private military corporation, that to me says that they've got some extra money, some extra resources, maybe some cool new gadgets.
That's true. It comes equipped with a magnet that we've seen in our previous video. This very, very interesting high-tech way to deal with grenades and projectile. And we've known for the longest time that the game needed an alternative to Jaeger. We've always wanted to have options in our game based on the team, the map, the strategy. You need to be able to choose between things and choose the most optimal thing for you. But even more so now that pick and ban is the standard of Siege everywhere, not only eSport, and even during that weekend when we've seen Jaeger being bad so much, I think it is important to have an alternative to Jaeger being introduced now.
I think the magnet is exceptionally interesting. We got to see it in the video a little bit there, and that to me looks like a chaos factor. Things are going to get wild with the magnet in play, but knowing the Rainbow Six Siege player base, knowing the competitive players and skills they bring to the table, this is an exceptional tool in their hands.
Absolutely. Creativity is key, map knowledge, leveraging destruction to play some clever on my device. It's not only just protecting you from a grenade, but if you're smart, you should be able to turn the attacking utility against them.
Fantastic. Now tell me a little bit about the rest of his loadout.
So for the rest of the loadout, we have the MP5K as an SMG, which is standard SMG for Defender, but we also brought an AR. We have the AUG A2 on Defender, the second AR we have in defense, the first one being obviously the 416C from Jaeger, and we felt that it was interesting in terms of like balance and fairness between the two to explore that avenue. And for secondary gadgets, we come with deployable shield and barbed wire, which are staple of defenders, protecting the objective. That's the philosophy of Wamai, and he can also protect his own secondary gadget with his primary gadget.
Fantastic. Now, who is he going to be strongest against when we bring him to fight?
Well, he's gonna block every projectile in the game, and specifically one that is very interesting and very important for us is gonna counter Capitao, who is really strong now and needed someone to play against, at least in this game.
Well, we are learning a lot about Wamai, and he is our defensive operator, but you're also bringing us something very, very exciting on offense. Tell me a little bit about Kali.
Well, we've been talking about this PMC, Nighthaven. Well, Kali is the CEO and owner of that PMC. She comes from India, from a rather wealthy family, and she created that company, traveled the world to gather some of the best talent, some of the best tech, to tackle some of the best, most incredible missions. And don't get me wrong, she's as ruthless in a suit as she is in tactical gear. She is as efficient on the battlefield as she is in a business meeting.
A boss lady needs a boss weapon, and you are bringing us our first bolt-action sniper rifle in Rainbow Six Siege.
Absolutely. This has been a long time coming. I think talk about a sniper rifle like that, bolt action, has been there since day one in Rainbow Six Siege. We took quite some time to take everything we needed to actually tackle that because it's a big challenge. But yeah, usually we start by talking gadget. I think today we can make an exception.
Yes,
that
please.
weapon is definitely a big thing. That has been a really complex challenge to balance this, to make it fun to play, but not frustrating to play against. And there is a lot of things that we've been explaining earlier that we believe contribute to that factor. So the chest being a DBNO makes it a very powerful weapon. But we want this to be something that you can use to hold long angles, cover your friends, but we wanted to make sure that you could not entry frag with that. So that's why you have a long ADS time, a long reload speed between shots, and at the same time, even the scope that comes equipped with it is a 5x, which means that it's great for a long line, but it's terrible to enter the actual objective.
This is so interesting that you're bringing a sniper rifle to Rainbow Six Siege because typically in FPS games across the genre, we see the sniper rifle as a lone wolf character, far away from the team, in the fields, lost to the rest of the narrative. But now you've given her an incredible gadget that encourages her to play with her team.
Absolutely. That was one of the key aspects of this. We don't want Kali to stand on the parking of bank for 3 minutes and just try to get some pot shot out of this. And we wanted to give her a gadget that was very team-oriented. And fortunately, there was another guy that needed an alternative in the game for the same reason that Jaeger did. And we've seen a lot of Thatcher bans this weekend. And this is our Thatcher alternative. Having a gadget that is so team-oriented, with a weapon that encourages you to play Lone Wolf, we're going to have some mix and match to make it there, and the player will make a decision to try to strike the balance between the two. But we believe that this Thatcher alternative will encourage Kali player to get more involved with their teammates.
Well, we talked about two very situational gadgets that she has at her disposal. She's got her gadget, she's got her sniper rifle. what else does she have in her loadout to kind of round her out as a character?
Well, the thing is, that weapon is a commitment, for sure. But we still want you to have options. And the two sidearm you have access to, the main one being the CZ75, which is an automatic weapon that gives you opportunity if it comes to entering the objective, pushing some places on the map. Otherwise, you can opt for the pistol, which gives you a mobility boost to relocate from a place to another. And as for secondary gadget, it's a sniper. We had to give her a claymore.
Absolutely. Name a more iconic duo, the sniper and the claymore. It's a beautiful pairing right there, and she looks pretty strong, so I'm wondering, who is she going to be weak against?
Well, she's meant to be a counter, so like Thatcher, she's strong against a lot of things, she can destroy a lot of things, but there are still options. It is a projectile, so Wamai and Jaeger are gonna deal with Kali's lance, no problem. But at the same time, she's also very strong against a lot of assets. She can deal with bandit battery, mute jammers that we've seen, but contrary to the EMP that disable, here we have something that is an explosive, so it's going to destroy things, which means it's also going to destroy barbed wire, deployable shield, Goyo Vulcan shield. So she is thought as an alternative to Thatcher, and she does this in a rather similar fashion, although not exactly the same. But she can also be perceived as an alternative to Ashe and Zofia when it comes to getting rid of utility.
It's an exciting character. She's going to bring a lot to the meta, and I cannot wait to see it. Hot on the heels of your first bolt-action sniper rifle character, you've made a big quality of life update to bullet penetration. Talk to me about it.
Absolutely. This has also been a long time coming. In the game, we never had bullet penetration, so essentially, if you're protecting your face or your torso with a limb, with a hand, you're getting flashed and you protect your face like that, the bullet would be blocked by the hand. And that's not really enjoyable experience, right? So we've dealt with that. Now bullet do penetrate limbs, and you're gonna get the most out of all of your shots.
So all those headshots that I was hitting, that I was calling, we're finally going to register.
Yes, you're going to hit them, finally.
Fantastic. Well, another quality of life update. You've made a change to repel exits, and the motive here is to give players a little bit more agency.
That's exactly it. We want to give player control and agency over repel. Currently, if you are repelling on top of a building, but you don't want to exit repel, or you repelling at the bottom part of that wall, trying to maverick the bottom part of a reinforcement, for example, if you press your key not in the exact same proper way, you might exit repel and get shot and be locked in a very
long animation.
Exactly, that's very frustrating. So what we did is to exit repel now, you're going to have to press your navigation key. The same way you do when you vault, the same way you do when you rappel in, and that way you get more control over what's happening, and you can actually not get stuck in that long animation. So it should feel just as fluid as it is now, just now you have control.
Brilliant, love to hear it. Now, you've made a change to our playlist as well. Those of you looking to go for some casual play, well, you're gonna have to select quick play now because we've updated the name to reflect our hopes for the gameplay. I think that's a brilliant choice, and you've also made another very smart decision here. If you've played the ranked playlist, you're familiar with playlist guides, well, you've gone and added them to all the playlists now.
Yes, we've expanded the guide to cover quick play, to cover unranked as well, because we believe that it's gonna be a necessary tool for newcomer to guide themselves through the entire game and choose what they want to play. That's going to be very useful. But even for veteran player, if you come back to the game and you just want to know which map, for example, are available in what playlist, this is the place to go.
Smart plays, guys. So we've covered it. We've got playlist updates. We've got bullet penetration and repel exits, quality of life updates. We've got two wonderful new operators in Kali and Wamai. And we've got a theme park rework. So I think that's pretty much everything, guys. Did we miss anything?
Yeah, actually. We're super excited to announce that our good friend Capitao is finally getting his elite skin.
Oh, fantastic. Very exciting news. Thank you both so much, Nicholas and Emilian, for breaking that down for us. Operation Shifting Tides, going to be available on the test server November 11th. And now I believe we've got a little message from the team in Montreal about the upcoming Six Invitational. exciting. I cannot wait, but we've got our own final just about to begin here in Tokoname. Dark Zero and Navi are going up against each other in a final bout, sure to rock the house. I'm so excited to be bringing you this information. I have been Rachel, aka Seltzer, and I do hope with the wonderful team of content and production creators here at this event that you do enjoy the show. So thank you so much for watching our Operation Shifting Tides reveal panel.